Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Jupiter in Gemini astrology predictions for the 12 zodiac signs. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20 and it's staying in the sign for 1 year, bringing us blessings, expansion, optimism in a totally new area of our lives. Remember that I am a Western astrologer, I do tropical zodiac, and to please keep with you whatever resonates and leave the rest. This is a general reading, but make sure that you check your personal charts to see what this transit is making aspects to your personal planets and points. Other than that, we'll start with the prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Hello, dear Aries, Aries suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter enters Gemini on May 20 and it will remain in the sign for 1 year. For you, Aries, Jupiter is bringing blessings when it comes to your educational and certification opportunities and pursuits. You may be inspired to increase your knowledge and skill set, and you may also find pleasure and joy in doing so. For a lot of you, Aries, you may have the opportunity to get to know your neighbors more, relatives, to spend more time with them and communicate with them more freely and easily. You can understand things faster, quicker, and if you are studying or if you are researching something that interests you, then this transit can bring you easiness and deep understanding on whatever topics you are deciding to pursue. During this transit, your throat chakra may be very activated. You may be very inspired and optimistic to talk to other people. You may be accepted easily, and you may also be very fun to be around. You may come across as very enthusiastic, optimistic, joyful, excited, and ready to talk about the next topic. You can expand your horizons and understand things about life in general. And you may also find discussions with other people very entertaining and a lot of fun. If you are into the writing industry, in publishing, teaching, and just becoming an author, then you may experience some expansion, easiness, and you might also even sell a lot of copies if you're writing a book. You may just receive expansion and blessings if you are in any of these industries. You may also decide to buy some new car or a bike or just some type of transportation mean, because the third house is the house of short distance travel. And I've heard a lot of people who have had a lot of good luck whenever they bought a car during this transit. However, I would still advise to be a bit cautious because the special thing or different thing about this transit is that it's going to have Saturn involved at some point. Saturn will be squaring Jupiter, and I won't talk about it in this video. I will make another one that's specifically focused on that, but at some point, yes, Saturn will square Jupiter, so be mindful of that and make sure to be a bit cautious if you decide to buy a car during that time. For some of you, Aries, you may upgrade your computer, communication equipment, your phone, things that are associated with technology in general. You may just do a lot of traveling. And another reason is because Jupiter naturally rules your ninth house, which is the house of foreign travels, long distance travel. So for a lot of you, Aries, excellent opportunities to just travel a lot, domestically, internationally also. The ninth house is also the house of legal matters. So you might have good luck in communications about legal matters. You might also have some good news that comes related to a legal matter. You may also communicate a lot with people of different backgrounds, different walks of life, different cultures, and you may also have easiness when it comes to learning a different language or speaking a different language. Jupiter also rules your 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of foreign travels also, of foreign lands. So for a lot of you Aries, I do see excellent opportunities to go in foreign travels, in foreign lands. For others of you, it could be that you feel more easiness when it comes to communicating and talking and expressing your understanding and your interest when it comes to spirituality, to religion, to meditation, yoga, anything associated with spirituality. Others of you may get interpretations of dreams, or you may feel interested in learning how to interpret them yourself. Jupiter, as I said, rules your ninth house, and the ninth house also rules your belief systems. So during this transit, you may just feel very active, very excited to talk about anything that you believe in. And this can be from spirituality and religion to just anything you believe in this life. It could be tied to nutrition, it could be tied to sexuality, it could be tied to entertainment, just anything that you believe in. During this transit, you will feel very prone to talk to other people and just have an active mind, and also a lot of communication with others related to these topics. Generally speaking, this transit should be a positive one for you, Aries. Of course, it depends in your personal chart, but Jupiter in Gemini is in a good aspect, in a positive aspect to your sign. So generally speaking, you should have a positive transit, and a lot of easiness when it comes to increasing your skill set, getting certifications, becoming more skillful and knowledgeable in your career, in your industry, and kind of becoming the wise person, quote unquote, when it comes to the things that interest you the most. But this is what I have for you, Aries. I hope you receive wonderful blessings during this transit. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Taurus, Taurus suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20, and for you Tauruses, is bringing blessings, opportunities, and expansion in your second house, which is the house of personal income, money, finances, self-worth, and talents. For a lot of you Tauruses, this is bringing a lot of opportunities to increase your income, your stream of income, but to also multiply it, because Gemini is a dual sign. So for a lot of you, you may have income coming through 2 or more different sources. For others of you, Jupiter could bless you with increased self-confidence, a lot of self-love, and understanding, deep understanding of your self-worth and the talents and skills that you have. For others of you Tauruses, Jupiter through this transit can bring opportunities to where you develop your talents, your skills, you enrich them more, and you might even use them to produce more money for yourself. You may feel enthusiastic, excited, optimistic to genuinely increase your resources and income. Now, in the second house, yes, Jupiter could bring more income, but at the same time could bring expenses. So be mindful of that too, not to make huge or big purchases, or to, save a little bit money on the side in case you have something you have to pay for. Saturn will be squaring Jupiter at some point during this transit, and I won't get into details about it in this video. I will make a different one specifically dedicated to that. But this for you Tauruses could mean that discipline and budgeting could be important when it comes to your finances at this time. That could be the lesson that Saturn maybe wants you to understand and learn. For others of you Tauruses, you could have benefits coming from friends and acquaintances. That is because Jupiter rules your 11th house, and the 11th house is the house of friends, people that know us, networks, social groups. So for a lot of you Tauruses, you may receive help and support from your friends. That can be financial, and it can also be emotionally, to where you understand how much you are worth as a person yourself. You may also earn from social media, from masses, from people that know you. It doesn't necessarily have to be your closest group. It can also be people that just know about you. Jupiter also rules your 8th house, and the 8th house is the house of other people's money. So for a lot of you Tauruses, you may use shared resources and shared income to kind of learn and increase your personal skill set and talents to be able to produce more money for yourself. For others of you, it could be that you earn and profit from your investments, and by managing other people's money, especially if you are in those kind of industries, maybe some type of financial advisor, somebody who just manages other people's money in general. You may also profit from the esoteric topics, astrology, psychology also. These are topics that are ruled by the eighth house, and the ruler of the eighth house in the second house could mean that you might profit or might have financial rewards coming from these industries. For others of you Tauruses, you may earn personal income through alimony, child support, and generally from other people's money. The eighth house could also be the house of transformation. And so for a lot of you Tauruses, you are maybe learning during this transit how to take care of your finances, to budget, and to keep track of your expenses and things like that. It could also be for some of you that you are completely transforming the way how you make money. Maybe before you were making money through your job, and now you decide to change it, to quit, to start some new industry, and you are kind of transforming the way how you are bringing income into yourself. The eighth house that's ruled by Jupiter is also the house of self-sabotaging patterns and psychological health. So for a lot of you Tauruses, you may really work and heal during this transit when it comes to the way how you talk about yourself, how you feel inside of you, how you feel about your self-confidence, in a way that you understand and see yourself in the eye of what you are worth of and how much you can do. I can see some of you Tauruses getting promotions or just switching jobs to a more higher paying job, or just having people in your work environment see your true values and appreciate you for who you are. During this transit, you may also receive gifts, you may also do major purchases, and some of you may even apply for loans. You may have more easiness when it comes to having those loans accepted. You may even be able to pay off loans, or it could be that you finance some project for yourself that eventually pays you off and you can make money off. When Jupiter enters Gemini, it's going to be in a trine to Aquarius from your 10th house. And I think this is a very positive aspect for you Tauruses when it comes to your career, your public reputation. I'm not going to focus on that aspect just yet in this video. I will make another one that's specifically tied to that. But this is very positive for you Tauruses. It could mean a lot about your career, about how much money you're making, and your streams of income. But generally speaking, you should be able to see more sources of income coming to you, more increased paycheck and salary, and just money that you are receiving in your bank account. However, please take a look at your personal chart, look at the transits, look at the aspects this is making to your personal planets and points, because this is a general reading, but generally speaking, this should be a positive aspect for you Tauruses. Please let me know how things are going for you in the comments below, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Gemini, Suns, Moons and Risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction for the 12 Zodiac Signs. Gemini, you are the star of this transit because Jupiter is entering your sign, your first house, on May 20, and it will be in your first house for an entire year. So for a lot of you Geminis, this translates into good health, wonderful opportunities coming your way, increased self-confidence, more generosity, more optimism, and feeling more relaxed and hopeful about the future. Gemini is transiting your first house, which is an angular house. So expect changes in your partnerships, in your family life, and also your career and public reputation. You may come across more enthusiastic, more expansive, and optimistic to other people. And that is true. That's how you might feel most of the time with this transit in your life. You may receive blessings to your identity, to who you are as a person, and how other people view you. You may look as more abundant, more happy, more fun to be around, but I also advise to be careful of overindulgence. Because of this happiness and optimism about the future, you may have more desire to eat more. And so be aware of that Jupiter in the first house could also cause weight gain. And if that's not something that concerns you, you should be fine. But if it's something that is important to you, keep that in mind. For some of you, you may also become pregnant during this transit, so keep that in mind. And for others of you, Jupiter entering your first house can talk about endings and new beginnings. Jupiter transiting from your 12th house, which is the last house of the zodiac, is talking about endings of some shape or another. And now entering your first house is blessing you with more opportunities coming your way, in your self-confidence, in your ability to see yourself for who you are, and how you want to be known and perceived by other people. Now, Jupiter entering your first house talks also about blessings when it comes to your partnerships, more abilities to make more partnerships, especially business ones, romantic ones if you are looking to get into a relationship, but also collaborations and agreements. And this is specifically important because Jupiter naturally rules your 7th house. And Jupiter entering your first also talks about a partner really helping you see yourself with a more optimistic eye, understand what your strengths are as a person, what you are worth of, and how you should be treated by other people. So you can receive blessings from a partner regarding your identity. For others of you, Jupiter in the first house could talk about enlarging a part of your body, such as doing surgeries to where you expand certain areas in your body. And it could talk that a partner inspires you to do so, or you want to be known and seen as somebody else in the public eye. The reason for the public eye is because Jupiter rules your 10th house, and 10th house is the most visible house of our chart. Jupiter, the ruler of your 10th house, entering your first house, talks about you wanting to change the way how you're seen in the world. Maybe you want to be seen as more sexy, more attractive, and you are actively working on yourself to be able to change the way how other people view you and perceive you. This could also talk about you changing your status in some way, and your status is if you're single or not, married or not, and also for what you're known into the world. If you're known as an artistic person, then you are working on your self-identity in your physical body to perceive that kind of image into other people as well, to make it known into the others what you stand for as a person. This transit may bring wonderful career opportunities for you Geminis. Again, because Jupiter rules the 10th house and transiting your first house could talk about you gaining more self-confidence in the way how you show up in your career, at your job, at your business, with your authority figures. You may be actively working on transforming yourself in a way that you are seen as more successful and abundant, also more positive and optimistic in the eyes of the world, in the eyes of your authority figures at work, in your career, in your industry also. During this transit, you may reassess a lot of your relationships and only keep the relationships that let you express yourself freely for who you are, for what you identify with, and for what makes you feel more comfortable in yourself. If you have the Sun in Gemini, it could talk about your father figure, getting some kind of good news, some kind of expansion, some kind of a blessing that also affects you in some way. Jupiter rules knowledge and wisdom, and in the first house can bring you more opportunities to learn more, to understand things quicker, to learn new languages, to speak in a more confident way about things that you feel that you are an authority in, and also a special ability to be taken in a positive way by other people. Jupiter transiting your first house can talk about protection when it comes to your health, to your physical body, and protection to your identity and who you are as a person. even in hard times, even through challenges, Jupiter brings some divine protection to you, to who you are as a person, but also in an angular house to your household, to your partnerships, and also to your career. Now, this is a general reading. Please make sure to check this transit with your chart, see what points it's touching, what aspects it's making to your planets, and to go from there. But generally speaking, Jupiter in the first house brings expansion and abundance to who you are as a person, more self-confidence, more happiness, more joy about who you are, and a lot of self-acceptance also. This is what I have for you, Gemini. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Cancers, Cancer suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20, and it will stay in this sign for an entire year. For you, Cancers, Jupiter is entering your 12th house, which has a reputation of having an angel on your shoulder. It talks about divine protection into your life, in any aspect in your life. Jupiter in the 12th expands your spirituality and your access to other dimensions, other realms, God, spirituality, religion, and so it brings you a lot of protection, light, understanding, and optimism for the future also. During this transit, you may experience expansion, particularly in topics, scenes, activities that you do behind the scenes, kind of hidden from the public eye. You may experience a lot of lucky coincidences also, synchronicities that you can't really explain because this is the 12th house. But you can also get in touch with your subconscious mind, with your inner self, and you can just earn and win a lot of light coming from God and, from the universe. You may have some wonderful, dreamy opportunities to go on vacations, on retreats, to spend time in faraway lands, or just isolated and resting for yourself. Just be careful not to overindulge in isolation, because Jupiter in the 12th sometimes brings a lot of joy and happiness and comfort when it comes to just staying away from others. At the same time, though, I feel like Jupiter is going to force you, quote unquote, to get out of your comfort zone and be able to reach out to people a bit more. Especially because Jupiter, during its transit here, is going to be squared by Saturn. I'm not going to focus a lot on that transit with this video. I will make another one specifically for that. But generally speaking, Jupiter could bring that into your life during this transit. You may feel very fulfilled and happy when it comes to giving things to other people, especially anonymously, taking care of people that are less fortunate, doing charitable work, volunteering work, especially behind the scenes to where other people don't really see it. Now, Jupiter rules your 6th and 9th house. So it could talk about you finding the right job and career that maybe you were not expecting, and it's somewhat you get a blessing or some way, some opportunity to where you get to take the job that you've always wanted to. For others of you, it could talk about improving your health by resting, by retreating, by spending more time by yourself, or simply by doing activities away from the public eye. For others of you, Cancers, it could talk about finding the right diet for you. With this transit, you might have the opportunity to just find the right thing about your physical health, your body, and going for it and just finding pleasure in starting this kind of diet or this health routine. Jupiter rules your 9th house also. And the 9th house is the house of higher education. So for a lot of you Cancers, I see wonderful opportunities to start a school, go for an education that is in faraway lands. For others of you, you may just study a lot in isolation, understand things easier, absorb more information quicker, but do so a bit isolated from others and like behind the scenes. You may also gain luck or have luck with legal matters. However, I would be a bit cautious about it because 9th house rules legal matters. The 12th house sometimes is associated with losses, so be aware of that. You may feel fulfilled in spending time with people that have the same spiritual background as you, the same love for spirituality, religion, astrology, things that are associated with spirituality in general. You may feel more fulfilled in spending time with people that share the same values as you. You may also reflect a lot in your belief system and do a lot of research, a lot of introspection when it comes to the things that you believe in, and eventually expand them, change them, improve them in your life. When Jupiter enters Gemini, it will be trined by Pluto, which is a wonderful aspect. I will make a video specifically for that transit, so please keep an eye on it. But Jupiter will be touched by several planets during its transit in this house of yours. So this is a general description of Jupiter in the 12th house for you Cancers. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Leos, Leo suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20 and it will stay in the sign for an entire year. For you Leos, Jupiter is bringing abundance and expansion in your 11th house, which means that you may have more possibilities and opportunities to make new friends, to enter different social groups, networking groups, but also to be able to come across as more optimistic, more charming, more positive, easy to talk to other people. And it gives you the opportunity to really expand in this area of your life. The 11th house is also the house of long-term dreams and goals. So for a lot of you Leos, Jupiter is expanding your dreams. For others of you, it means that you are accomplishing dreams that you have been thinking and hoping about for a long time. You may also really enjoy daydreaming about the future and things that you want to achieve for yourself. For a lot of you Leos, you may also achieve social media fame. Obviously, that's not going to be the case for everyone, but for a lot of you Leos, that could definitely be it. It's important to mention that Jupiter in Gemini is in a good aspect to your sign. So it's giving you the choice to be able to become more popular in your social groups, in social media, and in communities that you spend time in. When Jupiter enters this area of your life, people talk good about you, and you may receive some good rewards just by word of mouth and how other people talk about you. For others of you Leos, you may just reap the rewards of your hard work that you've done while Jupiter was in your 10th house, because the 11th is the house that comes right after the 10th. For a lot of you, you may also find joy and happiness in sharing the same ideas and dreams and hopes and plans for the future with the same group of people and the same friends and acquaintances that you may have. Generally speaking, you may be more optimistic, more tolerant, more open-minded when it comes to different ideas and the perspectives that your friends and people that you know share with you. If you rely on your friends and acquaintances for support, the likeliness is that they are going to help you. Now, it's important to mention that while Jupiter is transiting Gemini, it will also be squared by Saturn. So there are also challenges associated with this transit, of course. But I will talk about that in another video. This is just a general description of Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter rules your 5th house, Leos, and the 5th house is the house of entertainment, of having fun, being creative, having artistic abilities. So you may have a lot of expansion in your creative and artistic abilities, especially if you share those with your network, with your friends, with your acquaintances, or if you decide to do something as a group together. For others of you, it could mean that some relationship that you have with a child or with your children that you have wanted to improve, during this transit, it could be that wish and hope that you had about fixing this relationship, it could be achieved at this time. If you had any grudges with old friends and acquaintances, they may also resolve while Jupiter is transiting your 11th house. Jupiter also rules your 8th house, where Saturn is sitting on. So for a lot of you Leos, you may share finances with a friend, with a group of friends. I would advise to do that with caution, especially because Saturn is sitting in your 8th house, that's ruled by Jupiter. Keep that in mind, but you may have a lot of opportunities to join finances with acquaintances and friends and people that you know, to be able to enter some project and to do something together. But again, exercise caution in that. The 8th house also is the house of self-sabotaging patterns and psychology. So for a lot of you Geminis, you may work towards fixing self-sabotaging patterns when it comes to you approaching friends and making friends. This may give you special opportunities and abilities to enter groups of people and social groups that you've always wanted to be able to achieve some kind of financial goal that you have in your mind. Given that the 11th house is a financial house, but also the 8th house is also a financial house. You may also have the opportunity to use shared finances and resources to complete a dream of yours that you've wanted to do in a long time. This is kind of what I have for you Leos. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello Virgo suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20 and it will be in this sign for an entire year. For you Virgos, Jupiter is bringing expansion, blessings, opportunities in your 10th house, which is the house of your career, public reputation, and persona. This is a wonderful transit, Virgos, especially because it's happening at an angular house. It's triggering your 1st, your 4th, and 7th house, which means that you may receive expansion, changes, and blessings in your identity, who you are as a person, in your family home, your family dynamics, and also in your partnerships, romantic partnerships, and also business ones. But going back to your 10th house, Virgos, Jupiter here is giving you opportunities to expand in your career, to be in the spotlight, to come across as more abundant, knowledgeable, wise, smart, intelligent, and easy to approach to. You may experience increased public recognition. You may receive some kind of public achievement, career advancement, and some type of success in business. You may also travel a lot for business. For some of you Virgos, you may get a promotion, you may have new job opportunities, and your public status might change, but generally speaking for the better. Now, I want to mention an important thing here. While Jupiter is transiting Gemini, is going to be squared by Saturn. And so check your chart, see where your MC is and how it's being affected by Saturn. Because if Saturn is in a square to your MC and Jupiter is transiting at the time, things may not be as, rainbows and unicorns. They can be more challenging. However, generally speaking, Jupiter in your 10th house should be bringing blessings your way. I am going to make a video specifically for the Saturn square to Jupiter, but this video is just for the entire year. Otherwise, we'd stay here for hours talking about all the transits that are going to happen for Jupiter. And another important moment, for example, is when Jupiter enters Gemini in May, and it will be trine Pluto, which is wonderful. It's a wonderful transit. However, I'm going to also make a video specifically for that. But keep in mind that planets are going to touch Jupiter at this area of your life. But generally speaking, you should receive a lot of blessings when it comes to your career and public reputation. People may want to help you, especially in your career, and generally speaking, just because they know you, they know your name, they know your reputation, they may be prone to helping you advance in certain things that you are interested in. For others of you, you may change your status. Jupiter may bring abundance to your status. You may change from single to in a relationship, from relationship to engaged, from engaged to married. These are things that can happen for you. I've seen a lot of people getting married during Jupiter in the 10th house transit. And you may also just travel a lot also, not only for business, but also generally speaking, because Jupiter rules foreign travels, and in your 10th house, you can do a lot of traveling, but it's somehow shared with others. People know about it. Maybe you share it in your social media and with the people that know you. You may enjoy a lot more freedom and enthusiasm, especially in your career. And you may just be like in the center of the attention, and just, come across as more optimistic, and you might also have a magnetic aura to where people are drawn towards you, and you just have the center of attention wherever you go. Jupiter rules your 4th house. And that's why I say, I think this transit is specifically very important for you, Virgos, because Jupiter in the 4th house could talk about support from family members, financially, emotionally, in any way, for you to advance in your career and to get the promotion that you want, to change the career that you want to change into, or just expand in where you are. For others of you, you could talk about self-confidence and emotional maturity to be able to handle challenges at work and eventually expand on those. Jupiter also rules real estate and properties. So for some of you Virgos, you may start a career through real estate buying and selling, real estate improvement, interior designing, and just home improvement in general. For others of you, if you are in the cooking restaurant industry, you may also have an expansion in your business and more exposure, more attention from clients or customers to where people come and choose your restaurant. Jupiter also rules your 7th house, and that's again another angular house. So a partner, be it romantic or a business partner, could help you in progressing in your career and changing your career, expanding in your career also. Some partner could help you climb the ladder also. Maybe you start dating somebody that is a successful person. They have the right acquaintances, people, connections, and they help you get in the position or in career that you want to. The 7th house is also the house of agreements, of contracts. So for a lot of you Virgos, you may achieve some opportunity related to a contract and agreement that expands your career. It helps you start a career. It puts you in the limelight. It makes you an authority figure when it comes to your industry, and just is wonderful for your career and public reputation. Now, again, Jupiter ruling your 7th house and transiting your 10th, again, it could speak about you changing your status. I could see a lot of you Virgos getting married, expanding in your status, changing from poor to rich. That's also a status. Anything that's associated with any kind of status. Maybe from unemployed you become employed, so your status somewhat changes. But I feel like you will get support from others. It could be partners, it could be family members, and I think it's going to also have a positive impact on you, given that this is activating your 1st house, which is the house of identity, of your physical body. You may come across as more optimistic, more hopeful for the future, and as I mentioned earlier, more magnetic, to where people look forward to helping you. Now, is this an easy energy? It's not, because it's squaring your sign. However, squares demand from us to take action. I'm not afraid of squares. Please don't be afraid of squares. In deep astrology and the real astrology, squares ask you to make action, to take action. And a chart that has only trines and sextiles that person never really takes the opportunities that are in their way. But if you have squares and oppositions, then you take action, seize the opportunities, and do something out of them. So for you Virgos, I think this could be the case. You might take action, you might be very active, very intuitive, knowledgeable, and ready to go when it comes to changing your career, expanding yourself, and earning some type of authority in your industry. Wonderful transit. I've been through this transit myself. For me, Jupiter and Saturn were conjunct, which is considered a difficult one. For you, it's going to be squared. However, I gained the most recognition I've gained in my life during this transit, in my career. So, as I said, I think it's a great transit. It has its challenges. Also, please be aware of your personal chart. Double check what planets it's touching in your chart. But yeah, this is what I have for you, Virgos. I really hope you have a wonderful transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello Libra suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20 and is going to be in a positive aspect to your sign. So energy should be flowing easily, and you may have opportunities and open doors coming your way. The ninth house rules higher education, spirituality, legal matters. So for a lot of you Libras, you may have some excellent opportunities for higher education. If you have been wanting to go to university, gain some type of higher degree, or just gain a lot of knowledge about something that interests you, then this transit could give you wonderful opportunities to absorb information easily, improve your skill set, help your brain to understand things faster. And also, if you are interested in foreign languages, you may also have easiness when it comes to learning them. During this year, you may have opportunities to travel abroad, Libras. You may go to foreign lands, have fun and retreat and meet people from different backgrounds, from different walks of life. During this transit, you may also expand your horizons, your understanding, your belief system, and this is happening in the ninth house, which is considered a lucky house, the house of good karma. So you may have some expansion when it comes to good things coming your way, rewards from your past life, but also, if you don't believe in that, then rewards from your good deeds in this current life that you have previously done for others. You may receive recognition and exposure when it comes to published work, to writing, research, published work. You may also have easiness when you teach other people about something. So if you are an expert in something and want to sell and teach others, this is a wonderful time to do so. Of course, it depends on your personal chart, but generally speaking, this is a general reading. This should bring easiness and opportunities your way to do so. This could also be a positive time with your in-laws, specifically, to where you are more tolerant, more optimistic, more open-minded towards them, and you enjoy spending time with them. Legal matters could also be favorable during this transit, to where you have a lot of luck in the results that come out of these legal matters. Jupiter rules your third house, and that's the house of communication, certifications, short distance travel. So for a lot of you Libras, I feel like you may have wonderful opportunities to travel, either domestically or internationally. You'll just learn a lot and feel a lot of easiness. You will expand your knowledge, your understanding about life, about world, about anything, about your communication skills, about different diets, culinary, because the sixth house is also ruled by Jupiter for you. So you may gain more understanding in the way how you take care of your physical body and the way how you go about your health, your daily routines. You may also have more increased opportunities to travel abroad. You may become busy when it comes to that. Obviously, that's the case for just a few of you, but it's also a possibility. You may also gain a lot of knowledge when it comes to your job. The sixth house that is ruled by Jupiter for you, Libras, rules your job, your day-to-day work, and you may gain a lot of knowledge, wisdom. You may even become a trainer to where you teach other people during this transit. With Jupiter again ruling your third house, you may be more fun to be around, more optimistic in your communication. You may have a sixth sense in connecting with other people, and easiness to where you understand them and they understand you back. I think for a lot of you Libras, you also will have positivity when it comes to your thought process, the way how you talk to yourself, and the way how you think about your day-to-day life. Just generally more positive and optimistic. Now this transit, of course, is not all rainbows and unicorns. That's because Saturn will square Jupiter while it's transiting in this house. I am not going to focus on that on this video. I'm going to make a video specifically for that. But this will also have challenges. So if you're doing traveling internationally, make sure to check your visas, legislations associated with that country. If you are going to pursue a higher education and you're applying, make sure to read all the details associated with that, because Saturn could bring challenges here and there. When Jupiter enters Gemini, it's going to be trine Pluto, and that's a wonderful transit that could bring a lot of transformation and power your way, but in an easy way. However, I'm not going to focus on that again. I will make a specific video for it. But what I'm trying to say is that while Jupiter is transiting your ninth house this year for 1 year, it will make aspects to other planets. So generally speaking, you may experience easiness, of course, depending on your personal chart, but there could also be challenges, so keep that in mind. This is what I have for you Libras for this transit. Please let me know what your hopes are that you may achieve, and if you have any plans associated with these things. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Scorpios, Scorpio suns, moons and risings, welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20, and it's going to stay in this sign for an entire year. For you Scorpios, Jupiter is bringing blessings and abundance in your joint finances and resources. You might have more opportunities to have loans accepted and to be able to use debt to increase your income. And that could be your personal income, but also your joint finances. Jupiter in the 8th house can talk about increased sexuality. You may feel more prone to spend more intimate time with your partner, and to where it brings your relationship into more depth and it makes it more intense. For others of you Scorpios, this could be a wonderful opportunity to heal from some type of sickness, maybe surgery, something that you may have gone through physically. This could be a wonderful time to where you transform and you heal and you feel more optimistic, your mood is generally better, and you have more hope for the future. You also may feel more open-minded towards transformation and changing yourself up into things that you thought that were a weakness in you. You may also feel more positive when it comes to fixing your self-sabotaging patterns, thought processes in your mind and in your brain that are just not working for you. Jupiter can really help heal these things within you so that you come across more hopeful and happy and enthusiastic about the future. You may earn an inheritance, a tax refund. You may also earn through other people's money during this transit. Maybe some alimony, some child support is approved, and you just, gain that from somebody else's money. You may also receive financial gains, especially through a partnership, a romantic partnership, or a business partnership. If you are into the psychic industry, which is, astrology and magic, things like that, then you could really expand in this industry to where you receive more clients and just people come and choose you. You yourself might also get readings from astrologers, magicians, people that deal with other dimensions, to where they bring some clarity into your life and you understand things around you at a deeper level. Be careful from life-threatening events, especially when Jupiter is challenged. The 8th house is also the house of death. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen. I hope, definitely not. But I'm just saying be careful, especially because Saturn is going to square Jupiter while Jupiter is transiting in Gemini. So especially during those days, I'm not going to go deep into that right now. I will make a video specifically for that. But be careful. Jupiter rules your 2nd house, which is the house of personal income and your personal financial resources. So for a lot of you Scorpios, you may be using your personal income and resources to increase your shared ones that you have with your partner, with your family members, with your business partners. For a lot of you Scorpios, you may have expansion through investments in the stock market, because the 8th house is the house of other people's money. So you may gain through other people's money. Of course, you have to check and double check your personal chart. It will heavily depend on that. This is just a general reading. But for a lot of you, you can have the opportunity to make money through other people's money. If you are a financial advisor, if you are in insurance, if you are in any industry that manages other people's money, you can have a lot of expansion when it comes to that. For a lot of you Scorpios, you may also have increased self-confidence in 8th house topics, which is again self-confidence related to how you manage your shared resources, how much money you're putting in your shared resources, in your investments also, and you for yourself psychologically. The 2nd house is the house of our self-worth. The 8th house is the house of psychological matters, self-sabotaging patterns. So the ruler of the 2nd house and the 8th house can talk about increased self-confidence and healing when it comes to the way how you view yourself, how you talk to yourself, and your psychological side. Jupiter also rules your 5th house, and this could talk about you expanding on entertaining and having more fun with diving into taboo topics, researching hidden things, researching things associated with other worlds, other realms, the esoteric. The 5th house is also the house of gaining money by luck, by gambling. And the 8th house is other people's money and the stock market. For some of you Scorpios, you may earn in the stock market big time. Obviously, it depends on your personal chart. Please make sure to double check that. But this could be a wonderful transit to earn through investments. This is kind of what I have for you Scorpios. I hope this transit goes smooth for you. As I mentioned earlier, Saturn is going to square Jupiter during this transit, but Pluto is going to trine it also, especially when Jupiter enters Gemini, which is in May. I will make another video specifically for that. And Pluto is also your ruler, so it's going to affect you in a positive way. You may receive expansion when it comes to your identity, who you are as a person, and also more or better health in your physical body. But I will go deeper into that in another video. I'm trying to say that, a lot of planets are going to touch Jupiter during this transit. And I can't cover everything in here, otherwise, we would stay here for hours. But make sure that you are careful with challenges, but also open and open-minded towards opportunities that you might have through earning and increasing your shared resources. This is what I have for you, Scorpios. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, Sagittarius, Sagittarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to Jupiter in Gemini transit. I am so excited for you, Sagittarius, because this is your ruler. And for you, the transit is happening in your 7th house, which is an angular house, probably bringing expansion in your partnerships, your contracts, your agreements, but also in your identity, who you are as a person, also in your family environment, and also in your career. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20, and it will stay in this sign for an entire year. So expect changes, expansion, blessings, opportunities coming your way when it comes to making the right partnerships that help you progress more in different areas of your life, especially in your self-confidence, in who you are as a person, what you want to be identified as, in your family environment, because Jupiter rules your 4th house, in your real estate, your family dynamics, but also in your career, because this is happening at an angular house. You may achieve expansion and increased authority and knowledge when it comes to your career. It may not feel comfortable because it is a square to your career house, but you will have opportunities to take action and change things to where you can receive some kind of reward and recognition in your public house. A lot of your Sagittariuses may be benefiting through your partnerships, your contracts, your negotiations, business partnerships. Some of you may even get married during this transit, or you may just start a sweet and optimistic and nice partnership that you feel comfortable in and you feel like you can express yourself freely. You may establish or solidify a current relationship if you're not looking, to start a new one. You may have also more luck in legal matters, specifically the ones that are associated with partnerships. If you had any issues in your relationships before, any grudges, grief, then during this transit, this may be cleared and your partnership may also go more on the positive side. If you are in the advisory and consultant industry, then you may get really lucky during this transit during an entire year, as these are favorable, from your 7th house. I would advise to be careful with over-optimism, especially with certain partnerships, and to be cautious. And that's because Saturn is going to square Jupiter during this transit. So be extra cautious. I'm not going to dive deep into the transit yet. I'll do that in another video, but that's something to keep an eye on. Jupiter rules you, and I feel like a lot of you Sagittariuses may really benefit from your partnerships to where you may be the initiator of the partnership. It may change the way how other people view you, how you identify as a person. It may also give you blessings and healing in your physical body in one way or another, to where maybe you look at yourself through the eyes of another partner that compliments you, that makes you feel good about yourself. As I mentioned in the beginning, Jupiter rules your 4th house, and the 4th house is the house of family members. You might start a partnership with a family member that benefits you. For others of you, you may receive support from family members, whether it is financial or emotional, to where you can start a partnership that benefits you in one way or another. For others of you, you may enter a partnership related to increasing real estate properties or simply real estate in general. You may start a partnership associated with therapy, emotional support if you are in those industries. Or you may decide to just enter a legal partnership with your spouse, to where you do business together and pursue things in a legal way together. A partner may really help you succeed in your career, to where you receive some kind of attention, recognition. A partner could help you climb the social ladder. And it could also be that for some of you Sagittarius, you change your status. You can go from single to in a relationship, from engaged to married. You may have some drastic change when it comes to your status. For others of you, you may also feel inspired to change your career or expand in your career. And that's by taking on challenges and getting out of your comfort zone. And that's because Jupiter will be squaring your 10th house. Now, I know that people get scared about squares. Squares are just an invitation for us to take action, to be bold, to remove fears. And if you choose to do so, then you may have some expansion in your career and public reputation. It is very important to please refer to your personal chart. This is a general reading and thousands of people won't have the same outcome. So please make sure to take a look at your personal chart. But generally speaking, you will receive a lot of expansion and opportunities to make the right partnerships for yourself. This is what I have for you, Sagittarius, for this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you and what you are hoping for with this transit. But other than that, if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Capricorns, Capricorn suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20, and it will stay in the sign for an entire year. So for you, Capricorns, this is happening in your 6th house, and it really talks about being busy, busy, busy. You may have easiness in your daily routines, though. This is not the kind of busy to where it annoys you. Jupiter expands whatever it touches, and in the 6th house of daily routines, it could mean that you have to be more on the road, doing more things, multitasking. But Jupiter is a benefic, so it generally brings easiness and a nice energy flow. Through this transit in your 6th house, which is the house of your job, your co-workers, a lot of you Capricorns may have more understanding between you and your co-workers and more easiness when you have to interact and collaborate with them. If you are in the service industry, you may also receive some kind of expansion, some kind of a blessing to where you have more customers, more clients coming your way. You may also find more luck if you are a business owner into finding more employees or the right employees for you. If you are willing to help others, serve other people, I feel like you may receive good luck and a lot of blessings back to you because the 6th house is the house of service and it's facing the 12th house, which is the house of the less fortunate. So if you decide to help other people and serve them in one way or another, Jupiter might bring blessings your way. You may also get a new pet that brings joy and optimism and enthusiasm into your life. I would advise to avoid getting lost into a lot of details during this transit because the 6th house is naturally ruled by Virgo, which is a very detailed oriented sign, and Jupiter touching this area of your life could talk about a need for you to just go into details to where you forget why you started in the beginning. So make sure that, keep that in mind. Make sure that you go for the goal and don't get lost in the process of things. If you are in the career of holistic approaches, such as herbs, alternative medication, essential oils, things that are in alternative medicine, then you might also be expanded, have a lot of success in your work, in your industry, to where you even become an authority and somebody people go to for advice, for knowledge, for understanding. Jupiter rules your 3rd house, and the 3rd house is the house of communication. That's why I think, generally speaking, a lot of you Capricorns are going to have easiness in your 6th house matters, in your day-to-day life, because you will have stronger ability to communicate with others in a way to where you're not misunderstood, but you will have the opportunity to connect with them in an easier way. The ruler of the 3rd house in the 6th house can also talk about very active mind, to where you are thinking a lot about what you need to accomplish in your day-to-day basis, errands that you have to run, tasks that you have to complete. Jupiter also rules your 12th house, which is the house of relaxation and resting. So for a lot of you Capricorns, you may have a busy life during this transit, but you are also making sure that you are resting enough. The 12th house is also the house of spirituality, of routines when it comes to your religion, things that you believe in, either dimensions. And so for a lot of you, you may be incorporating on your day-to-day basis routines that help you expand your knowledge when it comes to spirituality, make you feel more optimistic. It opens your mind towards different practices that you are not familiar about or familiar with. So Jupiter really helps you have an open-minded to incorporate these things in a daily basis. The ruler of the 12th house and the 6th house can also talk about you healing yourself physically in your health through practices, through changing your diet and doing workout routines, but also by prayer, by believing that you can be healed, by doing spiritual routines that are associated with cleaning your chakras and aligning your chakras, by using crystals and any other spiritual practice that help you heal in your physical body and unblock, chakras or stuck energy that's within you. This is what I have for you, Capricorns. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Aquarius, Aquarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. This transit is happening in your 5th house. On May 20, Jupiter is entering this area of your life and is going to stay there for an entire year. So for you Aquariuses, Jupiter is expanding your creative abilities. You will have endless amount of creative ideas and artistic abilities that are going to be life-changing. You may have more opportunities to have fun and to enjoy your entertaining time. You may really be happy and optimistic by spending time creating things by yourself. You may also get inspired by creations of other people. Some of you might be inspired and might be wanting to conceive a child or to give birth to a child. If you are able to pursue creative and artistic endeavors, you may receive some type of recognition and reward and abundance through this transit. Romance may also enter your life, Aquariuses, and you may be seen as playful and positive and generally with a good humor to where other people are drawn to you and will want to flirt with you and date you. I would advise to be careful with overconfidence, especially in speculative investments, because the 5th house is also the house of winning by chance and winning by luck through gambling. Some astrologers also think as the 5th house as the house of the stock market. So for a lot of you Aquarius, you may have opportunities to expand, earn money through these practices, but at the same time, I want to tell you that at some point, Saturn is also going to square Jupiter, transiting your 5th house. Now, I'm not going to focus a lot on that on this video. I'm going to make a video specifically for that aspect, but I want you to keep in mind that you still have to be extra careful, although Jupiter tends to bless you in the area of your life that is transiting in. So be careful with those practices. People with artistic abilities may be especially lucky and blessed during this transit, may receive some type of recognition, be known unto the people, unto the world for their artistic abilities. You may have a lot of opportunities to express yourself in a very unique and creative way with a lot of abundant ideas again. You may also spend more time amusing, doing recreational things, being outdoors, having fun, drinking more with friends, spending more time in your social circle, networking. You may be talkative and magnetic to where people want to spend time with you because you make them feel optimistic and fun to be around. Jupiter when it enters Gemini, is going to be trine Pluto in your first house. So this is going to be very beneficial for you. Amazing time, especially when Jupiter enters Gemini. You will receive a blessing also in your identity, who you are as a person, your physical body. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about this aspect because I will probably be making a separate video completely dedicated to this transit. But going back to Jupiter in your 5th house, I would advise to be careful with overindulging in having a lot of fun and getting entertained to the point to where you ignore kind of the other important areas in your life. Jupiter naturally rules your 2nd house, Aquarius, which can talk about you spending more money for your creative endeavors, pursuits, and abilities. It can talk about being more self-confident when it comes to expressing yourself in the public eye with your artistic abilities and creations that you can make. For others of you, it can mean that you might spend more money, resources, and finances towards one of your children. Maybe they need some kind of help, and so you're showing generosity towards your children at this time. This could also indicate that for some of you Aquariuses, during this transit, you may spend more personal income, you may give more finances into gambling, into winning through chance and by luck. Jupiter also rules your 11th house, and this can indicate that you might just have a lot of fun with friends, socializing, being outdoors with them, expressing yourself freely, sharing your creative abilities and talents with them, and just entertaining yourself a lot. I think this is a wonderful transit for you Aquariuses because it is at a positive aspect to your sign. Jupiter is transiting another air sign, and so it will most likely bring blessings towards your way. However, as I mentioned earlier, Saturn is going to square Jupiter during this transit, and of course other planets are going to touch Jupiter, so I won't mention all of them in this video, otherwise I would have to stay here for hours. But as time passes by, I will explain those aspects also. But I wish you the best of luck during this transit, Aquariuses. Please let me know how things are going for you. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Pisces, Pisces suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Gemini astrology prediction. Jupiter is entering Gemini on May 20, and it will be staying in this sign for an entire year. For you, Pisces, Jupiter is bringing expansion, blessings, optimism in your 4th house, which is the house of family, of home, of real estate, of properties, cuisine, and also ancestry. For a lot of you Pisces, you may move into a bigger home, a bigger apartment, or just to decide to expand your house. Others of you may benefit from property, from real estate, from rentals, and house flipping, anything that's associated with real estate. If you decide to beautify your home, you may also have the process going smooth, quick, to where Jupiter is bringing blessings your way. Family relationships and dynamics are usually more joyful during this transit, to where traumas and aggravation that you may have had with family members in the past can easily be cleared during this transit. You may have a stronger sense of increased security and safety, and you may feel emotionally safer expressing yourself. You may beautify your house, as I mentioned, but also may feel happier about moving to a new place, changing your home environment completely. Some of you may also move back to your homeland. You may move back with your parents, or just spend time with extended family, relatives, aunts and uncles, just your general bigger family. Some of you may learn new things that enrich your family history and ancestry, You might come at peace with the past of your ancestors. You might also connect with them in a more spiritual and a more profound way. You may also expand your knowledge somehow from your home environment, maybe by doing research work from your computer at home, by conversations that you may have had or may have, with your family members, and maybe through also family reunions. You may also have vacations that bring the entire family together. Now, Jupiter is transiting your 4th house, which is an angular house. So for a lot of you Pisces, you may experience changes in your career, which is your 10th house, public persona, and also your reputation. You may experience changes in your identity and physical body, but also in your partnerships. Now, I think you will definitely experience changes in your identity, who you are as a person, because Jupiter is your old ruler. And you can receive more blessings in your physical body, to where you heal maybe from something, from some sickness, to where you are somehow protected from sicknesses. And for others of you, just be extra careful with gaining weight, because Jupiter sometimes gives that overindulgence and pleasure in eating and spending time just having food. Jupiter also could bring more optimism, happiness, joy, especially when you spend time in your homeland and with your family members and in your home environment. Jupiter also may bring changes and expansion in your 10th house, because it also rules your 10th house. So I feel like for you Pisces, this transit is specifically very important. You may receive some type of promotion, recognition. You may be the center of the attention at your career, at your work, in a way that it also impacts your family life. For some of you Pisces, I feel like you may change careers, or you may be expanded in a way to where you have to expand your business if you are into that. And for others of you, you may change your status to where you maybe move in with somebody, you get married, and now you are in this new home environment, and you also have a changed status. You may also receive more ability to create partnerships, more opportunities, more open doors, to where you can meet new people, create business partnerships. And if you're not in a committed relationship, you may also start a new one during this transit. Generally speaking, Jupiter may challenge you to change certain things about yourself, about your home environment, because it is squaring you in this aspect, and it's also your ruler. However, it will bring certain blessings and expansion also. It's important to mention that Saturn will also square Jupiter during this transit. I won't focus on it as much, but especially for you Pisces, it's very important, because Saturn is in your 1st house, and you might be one of the signs that's the most impacted. But keep in mind that Jupiter brings blessings and expansion and happiness and optimism about the future, but it also could come with some challenges here and there. When Jupiter enters Gemini in May, it's going to be in a trine to Pluto. And this is a very, very positive aspect, especially if you are planning to move homes during this time. I think it's very favorable. It's going to make you feel transformed, optimistic, happy, powerful wherever you're moving into. Or if you're having family dynamics change, then it can also be very favorable. I will make another video that's specifically focused on this aspect, so stay tuned for that. But generally speaking, this could be the effects of Jupiter in your 4th house. This is what I have for you Pisces. I wish you all the best, and I hope you receive wonderful blessings during this transit. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe.